Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to port forward. Now what port forwarding does is it opens a specific port or set of ports on your network to allow other people's computers or devices to connect to a specific service that you're hosting on your network. So the most common example of this where port forwarding is used is for game servers. So say for example you want to set up a game server. You open the specific port that that game server uses, and that then allows other players' computers to be able to connect to your game server and join your game, and so on. And so this is where it's most popularly used, but it's also used for other things such as email servers, exchanges, even voice chat servers, basically all for services or servers that you're hosting on your network that you want other people to be able to connect to. So today I'm going to be showing you a quick guide on how to actually port forward. It might be slightly different in some aspects or some areas of the process depending on your router obviously and how you've got your network configured, but it should be the same core kind of things that you're going to be doing, so I'll be going through that and showing you. So let's get right into it. So the first thing you're going to want to make sure you do is set a static IP address. Now I did a video on this not too long ago on how to do this and why it's a good idea to do this in certain situations, so I'll drop a link to that down in the description below. So basically I won't recover what I said in that video, but I'll just very briefly go over setting a static IP address. So we're going to want to go to Open Network and Sharing Center, control panel, because that's been changed now, and then we're going to hit network and internet, view network status and tasks, and then we're going to hit our Wi-Fi network here, then properties, then IPv4, and here we're going to set our static IP address. Now I've already set mine, so basically the other video I explained what all of these values mean and everything like that. So once we set that, that's all good, and we've got that all set up. Now the reason why we want that IP address to be static and to not change is because if we're hosting a server on this computer, firstly the router needs to know which computer on the network it's allowing other users to connect through that port. So if that IP address is constantly changing, or I've suddenly get a new IP address, the router or my internet provider or the server isn't going to know that my computer is hosting that specific service. Whereas if we have the same IP address, it knows which computer in the network is hosting that service and which computer to direct the other computers that are connecting through that port to. So now that we've done that, we're going to want to navigate to your router configuration page. Now this is most commonly going to be 192.168.1.1, but if that doesn't work, what you can do is open up CMD and type in ipconfig. And if you look down here at default gateway, that's Ethernet, default gateway, as we got here, 192.168.1.1. So that might be different for your router, but once you found that, you're going to want to navigate to that page using Google Chrome, whatever browser you use, and then sign in. Now the default username and password could be different for each router. It might be root and root, or admin and admin. You can find that usually on a card that'll come inside the packaging for when you got your router, or on the bottom of the actual router itself. So once you've done that and signed in like this, it will most likely be, well, your router would have a whole bunch of different tabs like this that has different categories. Like this is device list, guest control, parental controls, etc., etc. Now it's most likely mine is under the security tab. Yours could be under, it could have straight up just a port forwarding tab, or it could be port services, something like that. You might even have to look at some of the documentation for your specific router to find out whereabout it is. Now again, on this router it's a little bit confusing because it's actually underneath apps and gaming, which, as I said before, this service is mostly used for games and for applications and services, etc. So it might just, as I said before, you might be easily just click on one tab and go straight to port forwarding, or you might have to go through a couple tabs. So once you've found that, now you see here we've got a couple options. We've got single port forwarding, port range forwarding, and port range triggering. Now single port forwarding is what I'm going to be showing you today. Port range forwarding is when you port forward basically a range of ports in between two ports, if that makes sense. So we could say, for example, port 1 through to port 10. So ports 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are all going to be forwarded. So it's an easy way of forwarding a port without having to go and set each individual one. Now these are two that I've already got forwarded already for the server computers. So I'm going to delete that, which is the Minecraft server, and I'll be hosting that from my computer now. So that's why we're going to be port forwarding for that specific port. So we're going to click on single port forwarding, and we're going to add a new single port forwarding, or add new IP or something like that. Again, it could be slightly different for each router. Basically, you want to get to the page where you can enter your IP address for the device that you're going to be port forwarding and the ports, and then also being able to choose between the protocol, TCP or UDP. Now application name, I'm just going to name it MC server. Name it whatever you want, basically, as long as you know what it's port forwarded for. So now you're going to need to find out or determine what port you're forwarding. So say for example a game server, it will tell you on the website where you download the game server's files, or even just a quick Google search, you'll be able to find out what port it's hosted on. So this specific one is 25565. 25565. Now the internal and external port are going to be the exact same. You want to make sure that those are the same thing. And then protocol, you can usually leave that on both unless that program says use TCP or use UDP. So just leave that on both. So now we've got the device IP address. So I've already forgotten what mine was. So we're going to enter the IP address for my computer. So that is 1.156. 156. There we go. And now we can hit save. So now, as we can see, it's finalized it here. MC server, it's forwarding on ports 25565. Both protocols, and it's forwarded to my IP address. So we're going to hit apply and then OK. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to open up the Minecraft server quickly, or in your case it would be the service that you're using that port forwarding for, and then we can test that this port forwarding is working. Alright, so I've got the server running. Again, as I said before, I'm just using Minecraft server as an example. Whether it's, say for example, a TeamSpeak server, you would have that server running, or any other game server, you want the server running so that that port is open and available to be connected through. So once you've got that up, now we're going to want to go back to our internet browser, hit a new tab, and we're going to type in port checker, and we're going to basically try and connect through that port. So the first result is the one that I always use. The others all work fine, I guess. I haven't tried any of those. This is the one that I use here, yougetsignal.com. It'll automatically put in your IP address, that's going to be blurred out, and then port number. So now you want to enter the port number that you had the forwarding open on, and once you've done that, we're going to hit check. So now it's going to obtain the port status. As we can see here, port 25565 is open on my IP address. So this is showing that other users or computers are able to connect to the server or the service that I'm running through that port 25565. There we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and any comments or any questions, you need any help, leave it down in the comments section below. And thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.